Hello. Today we are going to make something with these items I got from the Dollar Tree. So this garden trellis will be in our project. And the other things that I got from the Dollar Tree, this bikini top. I have some clothespins. You could use the wooden ones. I have this package of shells. And I have this planter box. It's plastic. And some other things that I have. I have this spray paint. It's called Satin Seaside. And I have some white paint, some ribbon. I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing here right now. I'm going to figure it out as we go along. Probably going to need some E6000, a glue gun, and I want to put holes in this pot. So maybe the glue gun will go through it. I don't know. Or maybe you could use it, a craft knife or wood burner or something to make the holes. I don't really know what else we're going to need. We'll just do it as we go. So let's see what happens. Okay, so we need a pair of pliers. And I'm just going to bend this piece of my trellis upwards. It's a little bit harder than I planned on it being, but let's bend it up. And then repeat that on the other side. Okay, tragically, I broke the other side, but I have another one, so anyway, bend that side up too. And then I'm just going to put my pliers here on this end and pretty much even with the pliers so that I have a guide. And then we're just going to bend this piece. And just keep working at it until we get it bent. Okay? And try to get them as even as possible on the other side. And then we're just going to bend these upwards so that they're not in the way. Using the same pliers, trying not to break anything, and just get these bent upwards. So here it is, bent the way I need it to be bent. And now I'm going to take my pot and place it down on here. And it pretty much lines up. So I'm going to put a hole on each side of my flower pot so that these bent pieces will go into this flower pot. Okay, my first attempt is going to be to try to put a hole in here with my glue gun. Just pressing it and see if it will make its way through and make a hole for me. And it did. Wonderful. Okay, now make a hole on the other side. Okay, I have my two glue gun holes. And now we're just going to slide it to make sure that it fits. Yes, it does. Perfect. Okay, now that we have our trellis and our flower pot together, and we know it's okay, I'm going to remove the flower pot and I'm going to take everything outside and spray paint. Now, while I was outside spray painting, I decided to spray paint 3 empty bottles of water, like this one, so that we can put them into the bottom of our flower pot. That's how I ended up running into painting my fingers. that's okay. Now, you could fancy these seashells up. You could glitter them, you could paint them, put gems on them, whatever you want to do, and you could certainly use different seashells. I'm using the ones that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to use my E6000. And I'm going to put glue about where I think the clothespin and the seashell will meet. And I am just going to plop it onto my clothespin. Like that. So while our paint is drying, let's go ahead and get all of these shells glued to our clothespins. And you make as many as you want. I don't even know how many I'm going to make right this minute. But get that done. Okay. My planter has dried. It's absolute beautiful color, and I believe I got that spray paint at Walmart. So now I just have a scrap piece of fabric, and I'm using this 3D fabric paint because that's what I have, and I'm going to attempt to just kind of swipe some of this white paint across this pot. Tone down this color a little, and if it's successful, I'm going to do the same thing on the trellis. Now, I don't know if this is going to work or if I'm going to like it, but I do know I can spray paint this again if I need to cover up anything I don't like. So let's see what happens. I kind of want it streaky. I don't want it perfect, and I don't want it thick. Just kind of want it streaky. Yeah, I'm good with this, so I think I'm going to do this all the way around and probably on top. So if you want to do this too, go ahead and get that done. Okay, I have finished putting the white paint on my pot. I'm hoping it makes it look at least a little bit weathered. And now I have this burlap and lace ribbon. I think I got this online somewhere. I'm not sure where. But I'm going to glue this onto the front and sides of my pot. I'm not going to go all the way around with it, but of course, if you want to, you certainly can. So I'm just going to glue the top and the bottom. And once I have it glued in place, and luckily we have these little decorations to give us a guide, but once I get the front done, I'm just going to let it go naturally the way it wants to up to the side of the pot, and then just cut it off. Okay, I have my lace going on the front and then on the sides, but now I have a problem. This bra that I picked up, bikini top, I originally meant for it to be attached to the front of this pot. One of them, not both of them. And I'm not sure. I mean, it seems so big. So I'm gonna think on this and then we'll get back. Okay, back with the trellis. I'm going to take the same lace and burlap ribbon, and I'm going to hot glue it right along this wire. And then I will probably glue it down to these side wires too. And I made this ribbon long enough so that I could wrap it around to the back. So just right here along this metal piece. Okay, and I think I'm going to glue on these sections as well, and then just wrap these ends around. Just wrap these ends around and glue them. I am going to glue one of the pieces from that bikini top right here at the top of my trellis, and I'm going to use E6000 for that. And just glue it where it touches your trellis at the top and on both sides. Now, I know that the holes that are in this is going to aggravate some people. Doesn't bother me, but to help disguise it, of course you can still see it, but it's not quite so in your face. What I did was I just filled that hole with some hot glue, each one of the holes. And once that dried, I just took this white paint, and on the inside I just painted it so that they're not quite as obvious. Now I picked up this really nice cotton lace ribbon at the Dollar Tree and some Aleene's Tacky glue, and I have a piece of scrap cardboard, and here it's one of the bottles that I spray painted and swiped with the white paint. So I'm just going to run some glue around the top of this bottle. That was heaps too much, but that's okay. It dries clear, so no issues. Now I'm just going to place this ribbon around this bottle to jazz it up a little bit. And I made 3 of these bottles. Okay, let's trim off our lace. And I'm going to fold this piece over so that we have a nice clean edge. Apply some more glue here. And I will just hold it down with one of my shell clothespins to dry. So do that with all 3 of your bottles if you have 3 bottles. Okay, I decided for the front of my flower pot here that I wanted to do starfish. Now, the Dollar Tree in this area did not have starfish, and I wanted to keep the cost down. So I decided to make starfish, or the best I could anyway, with salt dough. Now there are thousands of blogs, videos, websites that tell you how to make salt dough. That's why I didn't film it. I've used the same recipe for years. I use 2 parts flour to 1 part salt. So if we do a cup of flour, do a half a cup of salt. And then I don't measure the water. I just put it in, stir it up until I get it to the right consistency. Shape it with your hands. I let these air dry, however you can bake them to make that process go faster. I let mine air dry, and then I coated them with Mod Podge, and then I just put some of these little holeless beads. These are 1.5 millimeter at crystal, and decorated them. Now, I realize they don't look like actual starfish, but I'm happy with them. And I did the same thing, basically, for 3 small ones to put on my bottles that I made. The only difference being that once these dried, I painted them with this glitter dimensional fabric paint in the color of diamond. So for my flower pot, I am simply going to hot glue. Now you could E6000 if you want, however you want to do it. But I'm just going to hot glue mine on. And I'm going to put 3 on the front of mine. I did make like one giant one to go in the center, but once everything was said and done, I really didn't care for it. Oh, and I stuck some 8 millimeter glass pearls in the center of these. So I'll just get these glued on. And that completes our pot. Or maybe you can see it better if I do it like this. Obviously, I'm going to take pictures. I don't have a lot of room here, and I know it's not really easy to see what I'm doing. Now for my bottles, I think I'll just go ahead and hot glue this starfish and cover up that seam. Like that. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the other 2 bottles, and then we are finished with our bottle section. Okay, our project is complete, and you can do with yours whatever you wish. I mean, you could put this in your bathroom and maybe roll up some hand towels and put in this section, or maybe some little cute guest soaps in your bottles, or whatever you want to do. I'm going to make mine into a jewelry organizer, and I think that we can either hang our earrings from the top section of this ribbon where this wire is, or we can poke them through this ribbon and hang them that way. You can certainly put your post earrings through. And with our little seashell clothespins, you can put them on your organizer wherever you want. And we could hang, say, a necklace, a bracelet, whatever we want to hang on there. So right now what I'm going to do is going to decorate it up with jewelry and show you what this looks like as a jewelry organizer. But you do with it as you wish. And, you know, we could put in these bottles whatever jewelry that won't hang, won't cooperate with, you know, what we have here. Or maybe makeup brushes, or something of that nature, whatever you would have laying around on your vanity. Well, I do hope you enjoyed this Dollar Tree project, and thank you so much for watching. Okay, excuse the ducks and birds and dogs, but here we are set up. I have ear cups on there. Earrings, bracelets, necklaces, and then down here I have some toiletry items, some makeup, and lotion and things of that nature. I also have the feather hair clip that I made. So that's just an idea of one thing that you could do.